Hello, I'm Andrew Lawrence King, and today I'd like to talk to you about the Italian Baroque harp, also known as arpa doppia, arpa a tre ordini, Baroque triple harp. It gets this name arpa doppia, literally double harp, because it's about twice as big as the Renaissance harps that preceded it, in the same way that during the 17th century they talk about lira da braccio and lira doppia, and the sackbut or trombone and trombone doppio for instruments that are larger and play lower. The standard compass of a Renaissance harp is down to bass G, gamut, or even the F below that, the lowest notes of the Renaissance theoretical system. But Baroque harps go down an octave lower than that. And this instrument, made by Rainer Thurau, based on a painting by Domenichino Zampieri, goes even one note lower to contrabass F. This is the kind of instrument for which Monteverdi wrote ensemble, continuo and solo music in his opera Orfeo. Even though the instrument is so large, period iconography shows players holding the instrument very upright and sitting therefore quite low compared to the harp. And this allows the best access to those bass notes which, like the diapason strings of a theorbo, are especially needed for continuo playing. This kind of 17th century Italian harp has multiple rows of strings arranged like the black and white notes on a keyboard. For each hand, the white notes, the diatonic notes, need to be immediately available, and in the next row are the black notes, the chromatic strings. That has to be the same for the right hand, which means that harps that have just two rows of strings have some kind of changeover in the middle. That's a little inconvenient because a lot of 17th century music happens in the middle, and continuo playing is about the bass and the middle. And for this reason, they came up with the idea of having three rows of strings, so the white notes for the left hand continue up as high as is convenient, and the white notes for the right hand continue down as far as you can reach, and in the middle are the black note chromatic strings. And so you've got two sets of strings for the white notes for the left hand and for the right hand. And in between F and G is the F sharp string, which you can reach with either hand, poking your finger through between two of the strings in the diatonic row. This arrangement of the strings isn't particularly good for playing in crazy keys. You don't want to play an F sharp major, but around the time of Monteverdi you don't do that anyway. But what it does superbly well is to play chromatically in the normal tonalities of this period. overlapping rows of strings of a triple harp also allow you to play rich arpeggios in the alto and tenor register for continuo playing. And they allow you to play 2 or perhaps even 3 soprano parts using the alternate rows. In his treatise on playing from the bass line, Agazzari says that the harp is uniquely capable to play both in the treble and in the bass, and in a small ensemble it can play a structural continuo part. In a larger ensemble it can decorate and ornament, having fun and improvising counterpoints. The Baroque harp is associated with a fantastical style of toccata playing originating in Naples. The Italian type of instrument was played also in France. The most famous player of the Italian harp was a Frenchman, Jean Leflel, who worked in England playing alongside John Dowland and others in court masques. Both 2-row and 3-row chromatic harps were also played in Germany under the name Davidsharfe. Thank you for watching. I'm Andrew Lawrence King, and that was the Italian Baroque harp.